Hey there, Cayman Climate Champions. Welcome back to a brand new adventure with me, Bella, your Climate Ranger. Today we are launching a weather balloon with the Cayman National Weather Service and going to Hazard Management Cayman to learn all about how climate affects extreme weather here in the Cayman Islands. I'm ready. Are you? Let's go. To introduce you to a meteorologist and the head of the climate section of Cayman National Weather Service, Kerrie Forbes.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning, Kerrie. It's very early this morning.
Yes, really early. So it's around 5:45 that we get started.
Okay, and so we've got it all set up here. So this is the weather balloon.
Yeah, so this is the weather balloon here. And so right now we're just going to try to blow it up. We're going to blow it up with hydrogen and then eventually attach a radiosonde, which is a sensor that I'll explain later what that gathers. But yeah, so we'll blow up the balloon for now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
And it's about climate. So what are some of the impacts of climate change that you think Caymanians would initially start noticing here in the Cayman Islands?
Okay, so yes, for the last 30 years, we actually have been experiencing an upward trend in our temperatures, increasing by about 1 degree Celsius.
Wow.
And actually a downward trend in rainfall by about 10 inches annually.
A downward trend?
Yeah. But mostly what we've been experiencing, especially this year, is our temperatures being every month being higher than the climatological average. So it's been a very hot year. Especially in July, we had our new record maximum temperature, which was 95.5 degrees.
And I guess that's something that's only going to get worse, we can expect, right?
Yeah, I guess with the continuing climate change, yeah, we should expect that maybe in the next 30 years again, maybe 1 to 2 degrees difference.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Well, let's watch this thing blow up. Look at it go.
Sure.
So Kerrie, so we've just talked that we've seen a slow increase in temperature here in Cayman Islands. What does that mean for extreme weather that we get here, like hurricanes, for example? So how would that might affect the likelihood of hurricanes? How might that affect the strength? And how might that affect like the overall outcome here on Cayman?
Yes, so there's 3 things that we need for a hurricane to further its development.
Okay.
And that is heat, moisture, and favorable winds. So considering heat, with this increase in temperatures that we're getting, we're having more evaporation of the water, and so therefore more moisture in the air. And so this moisture and heat acts as a fuel. The intensity has been increasing in the last few years, especially with this feature called rapid intensification, when a system increases to hurricane force winds in just 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's very hard for the authorities then to try to prepare the public in time, especially if it's right on your doorstep. So it's that's the main feature that we're seeing, is these increasing temperatures are affecting the intensity.
Okay, and that, I guess, higher intensity, more damage on the ground.
Yeah, so that's stronger winds and more rainfall.
Okay, that's very scary.
Yeah.
When you think the temperature is meant to keep going up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next step. I can't wait to see it. So, ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
All right, so what we're gonna do is we need to set up this this radiosonde, which is a sensor that we will attach to the balloon. And yes, and once we let it go, it will continuously take measurements. For example, the things we've mentioned, which are the temperature, the winds, the pressure, and it will continuously make those observations as it rises up the atmosphere. And so right now I just need to program it just to make sure it's ready to go.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
We're just typing in our latest information so that the radiosonde knows the initial conditions at the surface before it begins to rise and give us the measurements through the atmosphere.
Why is it important for it to know before it goes up?
Yeah, so because it will eventually produce a graph. And it will show us, so we need to have the bottom of the graph, which is at the surface.
I understand.
Already
set up.
What's it called? Yeah.
The surface of the earth.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to take this and tie it onto the balloon.
Okay, cool. So now you're ready to launch the balloon. So what happens next?
All right then, so we just called the control tower just to make sure that there are no airplanes in the way while we release the balloon. So we got that confirmation, so now I can take this radio sound and the balloon and go ahead and launch it outside.
Woo! Okay, so it's gone. I can't even see it anymore. So now that's gone now for good. It doesn't come back to here.
It doesn't come back here, but as it rises, it will continue to expand and burst, probably out at sea or so, yeah.
Okay, and it will continue sending data back to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. So every single morning you have, or afternoon or evening, you have to add a new one and you send it out.
Yeah. So that's just to help us understand what are the conditions in the atmosphere to help us, the forecasters, to then get an idea of what is to come or what is to, what is to come, yeah.
Okay, great. So like wrap us up here, because this has been an amazing fun adventure. So first, what do the projections say about what we can expect? I guess as we expect temperatures to keep rising, we can expect hurricane intensity to keep growing, right?
Yeah. So for now, we haven't seen for certain that the frequency of storms will increase, but definitely the intensity.
Okay, so that's something that we all need to be looking out for then.
Yes.
And preparing for.
Yeah, as a result of climate change, yes.
Okay, thanks so much, Kerrie.
You're welcome.
This is super cool, and I cannot wait to share this with everybody.
Sounds great.
Thanks. We are here now at Hazard Management to talk to Simon Boxall and get his opinion on extreme weather. Hi, Simon.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
And where are we right now, Simon?
This is actually becomes a National Emergency Operations Center. It's not actually fully sort of set up, obviously, with all the radios and the telephones and all the screens would be lit up, and you'd have tables broken into clusters. It's a very busy place in here. When it occurs, you might have as many as 50 or 60 people in here. So there's a general sense that we're going to see more intense cyclones. Whether or not we'll see more. Less rainfall overall, but when it does occur, it'll typically be associated with these storms, and maybe nor'westers as well. But we're seeing, when I was young, we would see quite a lot of northwesters. That cold, dense air falling from the northern hemisphere towards the equator would affect our weather patterns during the winter, and we get these rough waves in the harbor. We're not seeing that quite as frequently, and they're not as powerful. Whether or not the warming climate is affecting that, but definitely sea surface temperatures are definitely hotter, and that definitely provides more fuel and can increase the intensity of hurricanes, unfortunately.
So we'd say in the future, it's more than likely that we'll be experiencing more strong and frequent hurricanes?
Right. We're seeing regionally, while we haven't been impacted directly by a major hurricane since Paloma in 2008, there's been Dorian, which sat on top of Bahamas for 48 hours. We've seen Maria and Irma and Joaquin and Ian and, lots of these really powerful hurricanes occurring in the last 10 years. So something seems to be, there's changes occurring. So I definitely think from our perspective at Hazard Management, we're kind of increasing our guard and trying to prepare as much as we can.
Well, thank you so much, Simon. We are going to head back to the National Weather Station and wrap this up. Remember that you are empowered and capable of making meaningful changes every day to help the future of our islands. Now go get out there and explore your home, and make sure that you are always ready for a hurricane and are hurricane prepared. I'll see you later, Climate Rangers.